We're at English camp right now, heading down to the barracks. I find that when you come to these natural areas, that often the visitor center or areas with more open space, you tend to see some wildlife along the edges. So I'm hoping for that. The Bell Point loop is a lot longer than I thought. It's 2 miles, so we don't have time to do that in an hour, unless we like ran it, but we're not going to do that. So we're going to head down to the barracks and then head over to the coastal part, and then hopefully see some stuff along there. Well, this is a pretty neat protected anchorage with cormorants and eagles, and pretty wild actually. Looks like a lot of people who come here, they come into English camp into this shallow bay and anchor out, and then they come up this this dock to see the National Historical Park. But you can't miss this. It's the big Union Jack. So you know you're in the right place when you see the British flag. I don't think there's a whole lot of amenities here, but I think they're thinking about adding like food and like a food truck or something, which would be kind of nice. Yeah, just inside the woods here, you get lots of little birds like nuthatches, and in the garden there was awesome view of hummingbirds and lots of bugs. So yeah, I could totally see myself spending like 3 or 4 days here, just exploring the woods here. Huge madrona trees all up and down this path. Yeah, these are all these red ones are all madrona. So I know raccoons and otters have to be here because they leave these little scat piles of the hard bits from the stuff they forage along the coast. I think can't remember if it's otters or raccoons that chew their food more thoroughly, but you can tell the difference between otter scat and raccoon scat based on the size of the hard bits that they swallow. It's kind of eerie walking through a place with deep history of both white people and native peoples. Kind of out in the woods here. I went off the trail. I don't know. I think you're allowed to do that, but there's a lot of interesting plants and stuff that you wouldn't see on the trail, like orchids. Really careful about where I step too. Don't want to accidentally trample something. But it's cool to be in a place with a deep history because, I don't know, who knows what you might find out here. Wow. An almost in bloom rattlesnake plantain orchid. Right next to this tree that has a lot of activity in regards to probably raccoons, since we're in the woods. I think the raccoons like being in the woods. You can tell they go down to the beach and then they walk all the way up here and poop along their path. So it's probably why these little trails exist to the beach in the first place, is because they're frequented by the wildlife. Sometimes you gotta step off the trail to find some things. There's some warblers up in the woods, some ghost pipes, and rattlesnake plantain. Lots of cool stuff. Wasn't seeing much other than the typical backyard birds along the path, so it was worth it. It was also cool to see how open the forest is up there. It's just not typical of this region. This region is usually pretty overgrown with salal. Of course I say that, but I don't see any salal right here. Yeah, so now we're back at English camp. Got to catch the bus out so we can take off and sail around today. Like actually sail, hopefully. I don't want to stress the chain plate that's missing a piece of the bulkhead too much. So it might not sail that much because we would be on that tack that would pull on that. But if we have a good wind, we'll try some drifting. See if we can see any wildlife along the way. So the people who live internationally might not know that these are stinging nettles. If you touch them, you will get all prickly and pins and needles, and they sting pretty good. But there's a lot of culture around them. People used to whip themselves with it, give themselves a little bit of a pickup in the morning, I guess. And they also make a good nutritious tea, which I've never had, but I'd be willing to try. You just have to boil it so all the needles that inject you with the bad things come out. Yeah, so we're at the bus stop waiting for the bus, and I'm just enjoying all the lovely plants around here. Lots of alder and maple, big leaf maples. What is that doing here at English camp? My God.
I mean, the Union Jack's down below. Maybe that they thought.
It is a bigger flag. I agree. Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. In British territory too.
It's